Everyone talks about red flags in friendships, but there are six green flags that actually predict whether a friendship will last 10, 20, maybe even 30 years. And hopefully, you have these green flags too. Yet, most people completely miss these signs when they're right in front of them, both in others and in themselves. Because the green flags that matter the most have actually nothing to do with how long you've known someone or how often you hang out. They're about who you both are when it counts. Do you ever wonder if your friendships are actually good for you? A lot of people stick around in friendships that drain them, while the other ones that could have actually changed their lives, they just slip away. They don't invest in them. By the end of this video, you'll know the six green flags that predict long lasting, fulfilling friendships so you can build a circle of people who truly support you. Because the friends you choose now will either lift you up or hold you back for the rest of your life. The first green flag is that they celebrate your wins without making it about themselves. One of the clearest green flags in a friendship is how someone reacts when something good happens to you. True friends don't just say congrats and move on. They ask questions, they get excited, they make you feel like your win matters. But here's what most people get wrong. They think a good friend is someone who's always available to help when things go bad. That's important for sure, but the real test of friendship is what happens when things go well. A lot of people feel threatened when you succeed, they compare themselves to you, they change the subject, they bring up their own problems to shift the focus back on them. And when this happens over and over, you start to downplay your achievements just to keep the peace. You stop sharing good news because you don't want to deal with the weird energy. But a real friend, they're genuinely happy for you. They don't feel like your success takes anything away from them. When you find someone who celebrates you without jealousy, hold on to them. That kind of support is rare, and that's what makes friendships last. And speaking of support, the next green flag is just as important, but way more subtle. The second green flag is that they respect your boundaries without having you to explain. A green flag friendship is one where you can say no, and it doesn't turn into this whole thing. You don't have to justify why you can't hang out, why you need space, or why you're not in the mood to talk. They just get it. Most people think good friends are the ones who always want to be around you, but that's not how healthy friendships work. Real friends understand that you have a life outside of them. They don't guilt trip you when you're busy, they don't take it personally when you need time alone. But bad friends, they make you feel like you owe them your time. They get upset when you have other plans or when you're not hanging out with them. They act like setting boundaries means you don't care about them. It's always about them. If someone respects your boundaries without making you feel guilty, that's a green flag you can't ignore. It means they care about your well being, not just what you can do for them. Now, the third green flag might surprise you because it's something most people avoid. It's when they call you out when you're wrong. A real friend doesn't just agree with everything you say, they're willing to tell you the truth, even when it's uncomfortable for them and if it's uncomfortable for you. They'll call you out when you're being unfair, when you're making a bad decision, or when you're not being the best, or when you're just not being your best self. But here's the problem. Most people think a good friend is someone who always takes your side, basically a yes man, someone who backs you up no matter what. And sure, loyalty matters, but blind loyalty, that's not friendship, that's enabling. If someone never challenges you, they're not helping you grow. A friend who tells you what you want to hear might feel good in the moment, but they're not doing you any favors. On the other hand, a friend who's willing to disagree with you, that takes a lot of courage. And a good friend always wills your good. If you have a friend who's honest with you, even when it's hard, it means they respect you and care about you enough to be real with you, even when it's uncomfortable. And that kind of honesty leads to the next green flag. It's when they apologize and they actually mean it. Conflict will happen in every friendship. But what separates a green flag friend from a toxic one is how they handle it. A good friend doesn't just say sorry to make things go away. They take responsibility, they reflect on what they did wrong, and they try to do better. Here's what most people do wrong. They think avoiding conflict is the same as maintaining peace. So when something goes wrong, they brush it under the rug. They say sorry without actually addressing the issue. Or worse, they act like nothing happened and expect you to move on. But that's not how healthy friendships work. If someone takes accountability without making excuses, that's a sign they value you and they value the friendship more than their ego. And that's the foundation of trust. Speaking of trust, the fifth green flag is all about consistency. It's when they show up, not just when it's convenient. A green flag friend doesn't only reach out when they need something. They check in on you, they remember the little things, they make an effort even when life gets busy. And we're all busy. But here's the thing, a lot of people think friendship is about grand gestures, like showing up to big events, being there during a crisis, throwing a surprise party. And sure, those things are nice and people put a lot of effort into those. But a real friendship is in the small, consistent actions. It's the friend who texts you because they saw something that reminded them of you. It's the one who remembers that you had this big meeting and you were anxious, or a big school project and they ask how it went. If someone consistently shows up for you in small ways, it's a green flag. It's the little things that matter the most at the end of the day. It means they're in it for the long haul and not just when it's a grand gesture and when they can benefit from it. And finally, the sixth green flag is the one that ties all of this together. It's when they make you feel like you can be yourself. The best friendships are the ones where you don't have to perform. We've all been there where we've been at some party and you just feel like you have to put a mask on. Or there are those people that you feel like you just can't really be quite yourself. A green flag friend allows you to be messy and weird and quirky and quiet, and all of it is okay. And you don't have to put on this persona or have to edit yourself to fit in with them. But here's what happens in bad friendships: you start adjusting who you are to match their energy, you laugh at things that aren't really funny, you tone down your personality because you don't want to be too much, and you filter your opinions because you're scared you'll be judged. A green flag friend, though, they don't make you feel like you need to change at all. You can show up exactly as you are, and they will accept you. If you have a friend who makes you feel like yourself, don't take that for granted. It's one of the rarest and most valuable green flags you'll ever find. The friends you choose will shape your life, so pay attention to these six green flags and invest in the people who want the best for you. If this video helped you see friendships more clearly, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next episode on friendship. I'll see you soon, and God bless you.